If I told you 2 years ago Mac Jones would be dumped for a sixth round pick a couple of years later.
I don't know if I would have thought that was that crazy. You know, I will say this, Dan, like they shopped him around last year a little, and this was about the price last year, believe it or not. And I think to me, like at least this is all about upside, right? Like this is all about like how can you envision getting the most out of this guy? Like with Justin Fields, say you acquire Justin Fields, there's so much athletic upside there that you can envision something. Like, can you envision him becoming Jalen Hurts down the line? Like, right? Like you can probably close your eyes and envision that. May not be likely, but you can probably close your eyes and envision that, right? What's the upside with Mac Jones?
He had a good rookie year.
And that's the problem, right? Like, but that's the problem is like you can't, it's really hard to take a player like that and say, all right, like I believe he can be X or Y or Z, who's a great quarterback in the NFL. It's really hard to do that. Now, that doesn't mean he can't be a good quarterback in the league, but even Baker Mayfield, like, Baker's not the most physically gifted player, but I'd say he's, significantly more talented physically than Mac Jones, So that's the problem that the Patriots had. And, they made the decision at the combine, or finalized the decision at the combine. They were going to do this. They went and talked to Mac Jones a week ago, asked him what he wanted, but they, emphasized their intention to move him off the roster. And here's the crazy thing about it. So I believe the Jaguars offered the sixth back on Friday, right? On Saturday, the Patriots shopped that offer across the NFL to see if they could get five anywhere, and they couldn't get a five. And you remember going back a couple of years, right, with San Francisco, how much we thought San Francisco was in on Mac Jones, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Niners wouldn't do it. The Niners have 11 picks this year, Dan, and they wouldn't beat the six that the Jaguars sent off. And you know how these teams sometimes hang on to their draft evaluations. So it's just sort of the way that the league views him. And I'm not saying he can't be a good quarterback in the NFL. Like I think he's got a lot to work with. And I think it's a smart trade for the Jaguars because the Jaguars could be looking at this in 4 months and there could be a couple of quarterback injuries in some places and they may be able to flip them for a better pick. You know what I mean? Like, so it could really work out for them that way. But I think the physical limitations limited his market.